Good evening, young time travelers. Welcome to Bedtime Time Travels, the podcast where we journey through the past to explore the incredible lives of extraordinary people. Tonight, we turn our gaze to the twinkling stars and beyond as we delve into the life of Dr. Stephen Hawking, a man whose intellect and imagination transcended the confines of his own physical limitations to roam the vastness of space and time. But before we set off on this cosmic adventure, let's give a warm thank you to our listeners. A special shout out to Harrison and Theo. Thank you for listening and for supporting the show. If you are captivated by the mysteries of the stars, like Theo and Harrison, make sure to visit our website. There you can find out how to get a shout out, suggest stories, or support our show on its interstellar mission. And now, back to our story. Stephen Hawking was born on January the 8th, 1942 in Oxford, England. From a young age, Stephen was curious about how things worked, spending hours disassembling clocks and radios, often struggling to put them back together. His thirst for understanding the universe led him to study physics at university, where his brilliant mind quickly shone through. In his early 20s, while pursuing his research, Stephen was diagnosed with a rare and slow-progressing form of motor neuron disease called ALS. This sickness made it hard for him to move his arms and legs, and over time, even talking became difficult. But Stephen didn't let this stop him. He found ways to keep doing his work and sharing his ideas with the world. He used a special computer that helped him talk, and even though moving around was tough, his mind was still as sharp and curious as ever. This special computer made his voice sound like a robot. Here is an example of a speech that Dr. Stephen Hawking held, so you can hear what his voice sounded like.
I have always been interested in how things work. I used to take things apart to see what made them tick, but I wasn't so good at putting them back together again. Understanding means that in a sense, you are in control. From the age of 14, I knew I wanted to do physics, because it was the most fundamental of the sciences.
Quite fascinating, isn't it? Despite the daunting prognosis that came with his illness, he pressed on with his work with incredible determination. As his physical capabilities diminished, his intellectual pursuits soared. He communicated complex theories about time, black holes, and the origins of the universe with the world, making these difficult concepts accessible to the public. Hawking's most famous work, A Brief History of Time, became an international bestseller, captivating readers with its insights into the workings of the universe. His ability to explain the complexities of cosmology in understandable terms made him a household name and an ambassador for science. Stephen Hawking wasn't just a theoretical physicist. He was a symbol of perseverance. He travelled the world, giving lectures, appeared on television, and even experienced zero gravity, floating free from his wheelchair for the first time in decades. His sense of humour was as renowned as his intellect, and he never missed an opportunity to inspire others, especially young people, to look up at the stars and not down at their feet. Did you know that Stephen Hawking was also a part of pop culture? He made guest appearances on popular TV shows like The Simpsons and Star Trek, bringing his sense of humor and unique perspective to audiences worldwide. In The Simpsons, he appeared as a cartoon version of himself, and on Star Trek, he played poker with some of the greatest minds in history. These appearances showed a lighter side of Hawking and helped to humanize the image of a scientist in the eyes of the public. Hawking was also known for his thought-provoking theories about the future of humanity. He spoke about the importance of exploring space as a means of ensuring the future survival of humankind. Hawking believed that the human race would need to colonize other planets to survive long-term, a vision that has inspired space exploration enthusiasts and scientists around the globe. His forward-thinking views extended to artificial intelligence and the need for careful consideration of its development and impact on society. Aside from his monumental scientific achievements, Stephen Hawking's personal life was a story of resilience and human connection. Despite the challenges posed by his illness, he was a loving father to his 3 children and found joy in spending time with his family. Hawking had a passion for music, particularly classical and opera, and he often cited the works of Wagner as some of his favorite. His personal life, marked by both triumphs and challenges, was a reflection of his extraordinary ability to balance his scientific pursuit with his role as a father, friend, and individual with diverse interests. This aspect of his life served as a reminder that behind every great mind is a person with a rich tapestry of experiences and relationships. As we bid goodnight and return from our journey through the cosmos, let the story of Dr. Stephen Hawking remind us that the power of the human spirit is as boundless as the universe he studied. His life challenges us to ask big questions, seek answers, and marvel at the wonders that unfold above us each night. Good night, young time travelers. Dream of the infinite universe, of black holes and brilliant stars, and remember that just like Dr. Stephen Hawking, you can overcome any obstacle and reach for the stars.